Neil, we were saying the other day it's been a whirlwind of a week, and a game really going in just with one session with the players. So
Yeah,
you must be pleased off the back of that
I'm
result.
delighted and delighted for the club, the fans, the owners that they've got something to go into Christmas with a bit of a smile about. Yeah, it's been manic. I'd like to say no assistant, no nothing. Craig McKell-Smith couldn't be here today, who does the head of performance, and yeah, there was just three of us on the bench, so it felt I was doing the warm ups, doing all sorts of stuff to try and get round it. And there's stuff that my staff normally would do on a match day within my within the job list that I was taking on today, trying to on Altrincham on their set pieces, on all sorts of stuff. So it's been a bit manic and mind blowing. So credit to the lads. I threw a ton of information at them yesterday, and they when they there's times they were a bit nervous and they didn't quite do it, but there's when they did do it, they look really good.
Yeah, I mean the first half we had a couple of chances. I mean Frankie Vincent
Yeah,
hit the post,
yeah,
and but they also
yeah,
opened us up a few times.
yeah. A couple of times I don't know whether we tried to play offside, but they got in. It looked it was touch and go, but you know, UC was brilliant in goal. He made some wonderful saves today, and you need that, And we knew that we'd have to ride our luck at the end. They had a few chances. You have to ride your luck. It's when you're down there, you have to dig in. It's not always going to be, especially not against a team like Altrincham, who you can see that the way they play, that they've worked on that for. Phil's been here a number of years, and that's embedded in them. So it's almost like second nature. And with our players, it's not. So um, I thought the pleasing thing was we knew they would have chances. We knew that we'd have to dig in at times, which we did. But the pleasing thing was I felt like we created quite a few chances throughout the
Mm.
game as well. Perhaps not as many as them, but we did, and that's probably something that we haven't done of late. So that was really pleasing for me.
And a word about the defence, particularly central defence, because I think you've had some injury
Yeah,
challenges there, and Tunji was drafted in, who has been a
yeah,
central defender,
yeah.
but I thought he performed pretty well there.
Yeah, both of them were excellent. The whole back four, and obviously Will behind them was excellent. And yeah, we had an incident with Max that he ended up having to have surgery, and that I only found out at midnight on Thursday night, and I hadn't even had my first day in by that point. So that's obviously very disappointing for us. And that's Max is probably going to be a couple of weeks, at least 3 weeks. So that's a bit of a blow. But we'll look at what we've got. I need to even have a look at the who's suspended, if any bookings have carried over. So, but one thing I asked the players to do, and I said, whether you're in the team, you're not, whether you're in the squad or not, I know you'll be disappointed, but get around your teammates. Let's not have any sulking. We're going to get out of it. We'll get out of it together because you could be in the team the following week. You could be coming onto the pitch, and the subs were fantastic, encouraging their team. That's what team spirit's about.
Mm.
When you're down, and things aren't going well, everyone rallying round and wanting the best for each other. I say the question selfless, not selfish, and the team, the squad, was selfless today.
And whenever we could, we tried to get on the front foot, and particularly that first goal. I mean, in the FA, we'll obviously get, he scored it, but it was great work by Buton.
Yeah,
And was it Matt Ward? I think it
yeah.
was.
Wardy used his pace, got there, nicked it round the corner, and then as Harry got in there, I was thinking, oh, there's a massive overload the other side if he can see it. And he, to be fair, he's a very clever player. He opened up, rolled it in, and then to be fair, so in he still had a lot of work to do, and he used the speed the defender was coming at him to bounce off him, and then he had the composure to finish. And he had one earlier on in the first half where he fouled himself on the way through to try and do it. So yeah, that was brilliant, and obviously scoring from a set piece is always nice as well.
And I've lost my flow again. Been a long day for me. I was going to say, yeah, and we were saying that it was almost when they equalised, it was almost as much a psychological battle as a football battle with the sort of results that woke. I'm sure for fans it was a psychological battle,
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
for players as
yeah.
well.
Well, I put a list of stuff we tried to do yesterday in training, some key messages on a flip chart in their dressing room for them to look at when they arrived. And at the bottom, there was a category mentality. And I posed about 5 questions. And one of them was, how are you going to respond as a group to a setback?
Mm.
And I wanted them to look at it and I wanted them to think about it because there's a question, how are you going to respond when you have a setback? And I thought they did pretty well.
And so looking ahead, obviously you've done your day doing it doing it on your own. Maybe the owner will decide that's enough, but
Please no.
but no. So what can we expect in terms of will an assistant be coming in?
Well, I hope so. I mean, it's the assistant's a very good football person that I'd like to bring in. I think he'll bring mass loads to this club. So they're in the middle of talking to him. He currently works at another club, so they're in the middle of talking to him to see whether he'll come, and if not, then we'll work from there. But yeah, it's a big role, and the staffing structure we could do with really sort of boosting it up so that the support's there for everybody.
And finally, what will the next week look like in terms of prep for the?
Yeah, we'll certainly be in Monday and Tuesday. I don't even think we've got anywhere to train Christmas Day, so I'm not sure that I'll be able to, even if I wanted to. But they'll have Christmas Day off, and then we'll be sort of coming in ready for Boxing Day. So we'll get work into a Monday, Tuesday, and we'll start to formulate a plan for the next game as best we can.
I know I said finally, but finally, just a word about the fans.
Brilliant! It was such a good atmosphere at the end. We were digging in. They had a few chances, and hearts in mouth time. But I always think if the fans see the lads have a real go like they did, bounce back from conceding a goal, run hard, put themselves about against a good team who at times could outplay us. I think most fans go home regardless of the result. Most fans go home and go, I'll take that. And today we got the result on the back of it as well. So it was special at the end. It was a really good feeling.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Neal.
Thank
Have
you.
a good few days. We'll see you on Boxing Day.
Thank you.
Cheers.